I know it was a lot of work learning to get that button to interact with your Arduino, but it's obviously a really important, useful skill. So thank you for bearing with me. Now we have a challenge. I'm going to start a multi-line comment. I haven't been doing that much. So I just type /* and hit enter, and the Arduino IDE helps me out with the rest of this. Challenge. Inputs are a potentiometer and a push button, and one output, which is an LED. And so here's what I want you to do. The potentiometer should drive the LED's blink rate, not blink rage, and while the button is held, blink rate halves, as in blinks at half the rate. So it's blinking, 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 whatever. And then in the moment that you hold the button down, the rate cuts in half. But you can still change the potentiometer position while the button is held down. That's your challenge. A couple things you're going to need to know to be able to actually build that. One thing you're going to want to know is how can you test if the button is being held? Well, let's say you did like something like buttonVal equals digital read of whatever pin your button is on. Let's say it's pin 8. What you're going to have then is buttonVal is going to have a value in it. It will be high or low. And by the way, high is the same thing as the number 1 and low is the same thing as the number 0. So then what you're going to be able to do is test if buttonVal is high or low. Sorry, I left out a parenthesis. If buttonVal equals high, something like that, then you can run some code if the button is pressed. And whatever code you put in between those brackets will run. And then you can follow that up with an else, and you can run code that runs when the button is not pressed. So you can put whatever you want in there, including further if statements. So you can nestle these as much as you want. That's an important thing to know. The all-important if. Another important thing to know is, let's say you have a thing called potVal, and you want to change its value. So if you want to add 10 to it, you can just do potVal plus 10. That is like the number you'll be finding out, and then potVal equals potVal plus 10. Now that line is kind of confusing. Line 20 in my code is kind of confusing, potentially, because it says potVal equals potVal plus 10. So it's like, wait a second, that's not true mathematically. Like, unless potVal is like infinity or something, like it doesn't make sense. So this is not mathematics though. What it's doing is it's saying, take the thing on the right, whatever it is, and put it into the container on the left. So if in line 19, potVal had the value of 33, once this line has run, it'll now have the value of 43. So if something uses potVal later, it'll now be using the number 43 instead of 33, because that will do that. What else could you do? Well, you can add stuff to it. You could subtract stuff from it. You could multiply stuff by it, and you could divide stuff. So you can use all of those elementary mathematical operations, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, in your code. Those two tricks, in case you didn't already know them, should be everything you need to build this circuit and achieve this challenge. So wishing you good luck. It should be kind of a fun, interesting puzzle to solve.